Hi, this is Candy. Today we are in for a treat because I'm going into Savers for the first time and I was not prepared. First, I knew when I walked in I definitely needed to grab a cart because when I looked up and saw these shelves that were so stocked, I knew it was going to be a good day. So come along with me. I'll show you everything I found. It has been a long time since I've been lucky enough to find transferware at the thrift store. This was a Johnson & Brothers piece that I was very excited to find. I thought this cute little basket was pretty. It was $3.99, hand painted. I love milk glass, but these were missing the lid, so they were a little bit on the pricey side. I saw this pink depression glass. That was beautiful. This set of plates was $10.99. I have 5 pieces. I did appreciate how they did try to bundle things together. I liked this coastal plate here for $6.99. I will say that the prices at the Savers may have been a little bit higher than what I'm used to at the Myrtle Beach Goodwills, but the selection was incredible. I actually already own that gravy boat, but thought that it was such a great find. This was a really unique plate. $6.99 for this, but definitely a vintage piece in great shape. I always have to check out the Knickknacks. I thought this may have been a cabbage, maybe sugar dish or canister, but it did have some wear on it. That was a nice crock. And that was a beautiful piece. I liked this basket. I like all the 3-dimensional flowers and details to this. Definitely a hand-painted piece. I collect these, but since I am on the road, I was worried about getting this home safely because most everything that I buy, I'm going to have to pack in my extra suitcase or put in my carry-on. So I'm looking for smaller items that are easy for me to tote back. I have the larger one of this. That was $3.99. That was really pretty. Candy dish with the lid. And then look at these cup and saucers, the blue and white. These are made in England. They were $3.49 each. I thought for sure I can pack these in my suitcase. I am not letting these get away. Those are beautiful. I'm definitely going to keep the set together. I'll probably give one to my mom, or she might want both, but I know for sure that we both love blue and white, so I was thrilled with that purchase. Now, ducks are a really big seller for me in my vendor booth. This one was really cute. It was $4.99. I like the gold details on it. I have not come across one like this before, so I'm going to add that to the cart. I came across these two also, but I thought the prices were just a little bit too high for the individual pieces. I like this cute giraffe too. I don't know if maybe he was a potpourri holder. $4.99 on that. The lady that was shopping ahead of me had out her Google Lens looking up this little girl. Savers wanted $24.99 for it, so I left that behind. It must know something that I don't know. This was a cute little Christmas tree light and a little Easter dish. I will say that the shelves were so packed that I'm sure you're going to see things in the background that I overlooked or that I didn't see. Even as I'm watching now, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm sure that I overlooked a lot of things while I was hunting here. I'm just not used to this much inventory. It was almost shocking. I liked this piece with the little Christmas boxes. I thought maybe it was to hold stockings, but it didn't have any hooks on it. This was a beautiful vase. I definitely would have bought this if I would have been a little bit closer to home. I thought maybe this was a hobnail milk glass, but this is a reproduction. You can tell by the hobnails themselves. Now this piece was beautiful. I rarely find like black with florals on it. This is just such a beautiful piece. And I've kind of left my cart far away from me. I need to be careful about that because people like to shop your cart when you're not looking. I love my brass. I have a lot of mixed match brass pieces in my home, and these were marked on the bottom. They wanted $14.99 for the pair. I left those behind. I was just checking out the other little candle holders. I thought those were really pretty, just plain glass. On the other side, they had a lot of flower vases and vases. Like this one's really pretty. I have this pattern, the Starburst or Star of David pattern. This was a really pretty bud vase. I love the white and just the bottom of it was really pretty. $4.49 for that one. The amount of glass in this store was incredible. Our Goodwill never has this much inventory, so I was just absolutely thrilled. I really liked this letter box. It was only $2.99. I loved all the carved wood details. There wasn't any water damage or any damage at all, so I did add this to the cart. And there's so many uses that you can use this for, so this was a great find. This area had a lot of mixed metal plates and platters. I like that cute little truck. That clock was really unique. It was in the shape of a teapot. I like that. On this end cap here, this beautiful swan caught my eye, but look how many pieces she is. Oh my goodness, someone did a good job of trying to glue it back together. I will give them that. I thought this was a really pretty gold piece. No mark on the bottom of that. Now that is a stunning, I don't know what you would call it, just a decorative vase or flower vase. I know I shouldn't have grabbed it by the handle, but there was really no other way for me to grab it, and I did add it to the cart because it had swans, it had pink, it had lusterware finish. That is definitely my style, so I was absolutely thrilled. About that time, I noticed they were wheeling out some new carts, so I wanted to finish up here on this end cap and then move on. I wish they would have had a set of those candle holders because that was a beautiful gold. I also liked this compote because do you see the little swan on that? That is a beautiful pattern of pressed glass. It was $7.99, which I thought was a pretty good deal. This was a really pretty vase too. All the delicate roses, $4.49 for that. And then look at this beautiful pink and blue and white. I think that this is an incense burner, but I'm just going to call it a fairy lamp because I am going to try to figure out a way to put like a battery powered like tea light or candle in there, and that's what I'm going to use it for, is like a little lantern. I love that. I'm going to try to get it home safely. I'm probably going to have to put that in my carry-on. This was a beautiful pink and gold bowl. Like, that's gorgeous, especially if you could use it to make like a DIY bird bath. I also like this reticulated plate. That was really pretty. Some more candle holders. This was a pretty letter holder or a desk organizer with the pressed flowers. I was just looking under it because these were high and low. I was trying to search all the shelves, make sure I wasn't missing anything. This was a really pretty pottery piece. This teapot was really pretty. I love the fall colors, and it looked like a little cottage. That's adorable. They had a lot of things stacked up, so I was trying to comb through everything and not miss out on any good stuff. This was a really pretty glass piece with the silver details. It had little feet on the bottom. I've watched a couple of DIY videos of making that drippy candle plate with like different color candles, and it needs a lip around the edge of it. That would have been a good dish to recreate that with. That was a beautiful centerpiece. That's a beautiful pressed glass bowl for $9.99. I think that may be one of my next videos of maybe 10 ways to use a thrifted bowl in your home. Now this is cranberry glass. This was beautiful. It was $4.49. I've never seen this pattern before. That's beautiful, especially at Christmas time. So my style. So we added that to the cart. I spotted another English blue and white teacup, but it was missing the saucer, so I left that behind. I think that's an Avon bottle. I love that cobalt blue. That's a gorgeous color. There was, again, so much inventory in here, and it was all layered up. They did a good job of keeping things pretty well organized based on like glassware versus knickknacks and figurines. I liked how they had things priced together. I liked this color of green. These were plastic, but I thought these would be fun layered underneath like a solid white plate to just give that layered look to your table and add like a splash of color. I also liked this color of green too, but these were also plastic. I left these behind. That actually was glass, I believe. Look at all of the artwork. I was shocked at how much they had, and I liked how each piece was not layered on top of another one, so you could really get a full glimpse of what it was and not have to dig through anything. I spotted some more teacups. Look at this perfect color of pink with the lusterware and the reticulation on the saucer. Those were beautiful. I just don't know how many I would be able to get home safely, but those were really pretty, and I like the little feet on it too. This was a pretty bowl. I love all the details and that the spoon came with it. Made in China. This would be good for like miso soup. So here is my cart right now. This is what I ended up getting. Just a lot of grapevines. I'm gonna have to figure out, get crafty with my packing on how to get this back home, but where there's a will, there's a way. I also spotted a few other things like before I went to check out. I liked this kind of hurricane glass with the acorns on it. This was a really pretty hand-painted vase. Again, I am such a sucker for anything hand-painted. I really appreciate the time and the artistry that someone put into that. And look how fun these plates are. I've never come across these before. These were beautiful. $3.99 a piece, but definitely very unique and vintage. There was another plate here on the end that I wanted to take a look at. It had this beautiful lusterware sheen, and I love the lacy scallop design of the edge. That was pretty. I liked the look of this mug too, like the perfect fall scene. It was $2.99, which was a little bit on the pricey side for a mug. These were cute little golf shoe planters. That would be adorable for like a kid's nursery. A cute little terracotta turtle for $3.99. I also liked this little planter. If you put like a succulent in that, that's so cute. $5.99 for that. I saw a couple people looking at this ceramic piece. I didn't know if it was something special or if they just liked the look of it. They wanted $7.99 for that. I love the mom and her little baby. And then that's a beautiful blue vase there. I wanted to do one more pass over all the figurines because I saw that one of the workers had been bringing a new cart out and she was placing new things on the shelves. These were some of them, but the next item was what I got so excited over, all of these little nesting dolls, especially the Father Christmas or the Santa ones. I love how these look. I love like the vintage look of them. I did make sure that they all had the inserts intact, including like the little baby ones, because I know that one can go missing. They range between $4.99 and $5.99 each, which I didn't think was a bad deal because I'm probably going to use these as gifts. I have a lot of family members that collect this kind of look. There you can see that the little baby nutcracker is safe inside. But yes, I have a couple of friends and family members who collect this type of look and this type of style. So I was very excited to find these. This was a really beautiful tea set. I love the color of pink. Some were priced as a set and some were individually priced. They were made in Japan. Like the picture there was $4.99 for the creamer. But very beautiful color pink. Only a couple miles away, there was another Savers, so we're going to go check this one out too. This one is in a different neighborhood, but I was not done looking yet because I was just on a roll and having so much fun. This one was well stocked too. Like, look at all these beautiful figurines. I liked this swan. It was $6.99, so I left that one behind. This was a cute little elephant, but I believe that their trunks need to be up, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's like the symbol of good luck, and that's what collectors look for. Ducks and geese and swans do really well in my vendor booth, and this one was so cute. It was $5.99, but look at the three little babies. Like, that's adorable. So this is our first add to cart item at this store. This was beautiful blown glass. I love all the colors on this. It was like a fancy hat. They wanted $10.99 for that, which I'm sure it's well worth it. That was a beautiful piece. I was very drawn to this little miniature picture, but it said Toronto on it. I don't really like things that have like places names, like a souvenir type gift, so I left those behind. There were lots of Avon cars. I had not seen that one before, or that red one in the back. That one was pretty cool. And then they had the train, which I probably should have got for my kids because they get a kick out of those. These were solid brass. I have some like this already. They were $6.99 a piece. So I did leave those behind. Here is one of those tulips or votives. This one would be perfect to have like a drippy candle because it has like the little area where it would catch the dripping wax. That one was pretty. This was the candle section. I thought this glass bird was really pretty. I also looked at all the red. I got excited about this one, but it was painted. You can see how the red's coming off there. This is similar to the white one I found at the other store, $5.49. Wouldn't it be cool to have a red, white, and blue one for 4th of July? Of course, I love this piece because it has a little bow on it. Very dirty, but easily cleaned. That was a pretty piece. I debated about getting this little miniature box suitcase to put the breakable items in my suitcase so they wouldn't get crushed, but they wanted $10.99 for this, so I did leave it behind. I was very excited to see these colorful cups and saucers. They are Fiesta ware, made in the USA. I did put the pink one in my cart for a while and debated about just getting the pink one, but then I realized I should probably keep the set together for a collector, so I left it. I thought these plates were a beautiful pattern too. Like, look at the pretty butterfly. They were in great shape, made in China, but in great shape. Great little details to them. That would be a really pretty set. The 90s are coming back in full swing, so I wanted to check out this dish set that had the geese on it. I was having a hard time getting the bowls out, but it was a nice set. Then up here I saw this really cute like a miniature teapot made in China, $4.99. That was really pretty. It had like a chinoiserie type of design to it. This was a really beautiful plate, $3.99 for a plate wall. That would be stunning. I have come across these fish plates before. They wanted $4.99 a piece for these. They would do really well for me in my vendor booth, but that's just a little bit on the pricey side. These were really cute with the roosters or the hen on it. a cream and sugar. And then on the bottom, I found this little pitcher that had the ducks lined up. It was $8.99, but that is just so cute. I did add it to the cart. I thought about it. I ended up not getting it because it was just a large piece that would be hard to get home. I wanted to show all of the apples because a lot of people are into the apple theme, like in their kitchen. This was a cute little cutting board. This was a beautiful piece. I almost put it in the cart, but when I kind of lifted the sticker a little bit, the paint from the rose was coming off, which was just heartbreaking. And that was a cute little apple dustpan. This was a beautiful glass piece with the yellow roses on it. I was just scanning over the shelves and came across this piece. This is the Royal Albert with the roses. This matches my mom's set, so I ended up getting that for her as like a little spoon rest, or I guess you could put like your steep tea bags on it. This may have been the creamer for that teapot that I saw earlier. That was a beautiful piece for $14.99. I already have that cream and sugar. This was such a pretty little creamer. I almost got it because I love the color, but they wanted $5.99 for it. I already have 2 of these, and I was excited to find 2 more. They were $4.99 each, but I have found so many uses for mine. I have one on my desk that holds my little like push pins and my paper clips, so I added those to the cart. And I was very excited to find those. This was a beautiful bowl, not pink depression glass, but I just love the roses on it. $7.99. I did leave that behind. These were beautiful antique dishes too, $7.99 each, but look at the pretty strawberries and the fruit, and that one had a beautiful flower. I also thought this other picture on the end with the flowers was really pretty too. I have one on my desk at home, and it holds like all my pretty pens and markers. And then I'm going to stop at Four Echoes Antique Shop. I went inside, and to my surprise, it had an amazing coffee shop and tons of vendor booths. I'll have to do another video, but this place was incredible. What a great day.